Hey, this is Notser. We are in the Tier 8 Japanese battleship Amagi. It has 10 410mm guns, 32 secondary guns, 60 AA defense rating, a surface detect of 15.1 kilometer top speed, 30 knots, total health 66,300. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main battery, increase main battery accuracy, reduce the chance of flood and fire, faster rudder shift, concealment. For my commander, basic survivability and faster turret traverse. We're on the map Ocean, and it's been a while since you've seen this ship on my channel with me playing it. I was excited to play it. I just bought it back. That's why the commander is so crappy. I just didn't have an extra commander. Now we're engaging this enemy New Orleans. My initial deployment was to move in a supportive role for the two destroyers that were headed for sea. I've been really annoyed with the destroyers, particularly in most of these games, because I would say a significant percentage of them refuse to go for objectives. 40%? 50%? It's really bad. And when they don't go for objectives, where do cruisers and battleships go, destroyer captains? We are your support. We cannot go into an objective and hope to capture it. We can't hide. So out of that frustration, it's really made me reconsider exactly how I can assist them in their endeavor. And Overwatch has assisted that as well. We tried to engage this enemy Ognivo, and we got pretty lucky. We didn't do a lot of damage, but we got pretty lucky there. But as in Overwatch, I end up playing tanks and healers pretty much 80 or 90% of the time because most people refuse to play supportive. They don't like it for whatever reason. They want to be out there getting kills. Everyone else is taking the damage. Everyone else is just providing that screen as they stay in the back and do damage. Well, that's not me. But if I don't have any support, I can't do anything. This enemy New Orleans, you can read it as a broadside. I don't know why he's maintaining such a perfect broadside, but we're going to try and punish. And I would say 11,000 points of damage is a sufficient punish. Maybe he's going to re-angle. He's got a friendly Nuremberg that can engage us. The Nuremberg is one of the longest range cruisers at tier 6. I think it still has... No, it can't benefit. It can't benefit. Its guns are too large now. But it used to be able to get like 18-kilometer range. Some people have commented, wow, your Nuremberg, I can't get that range. Yeah, you can't because they've nerfed it. But the New Orleans doesn't re-angle, and we fire again at a broadside target, looking for the kill shot. Not quite, unfortunately. Only 2,400 points of damage, 2 shells. He was able to turn away at the last second. That's sort of the risk-reward for the long-range shot. If they expect you, or if they're looking at you, they have ample time to change their angling. 2 enemy destroyers are by sea. I headed towards the center to support this destroyer, and I noticed that the enemy team has had a little bit of success by A, just a little bit. I think they have, what, 6, 7 ships over there? Yeah, I don't want to play with that. And yes, the North Carolina, the New York, the enemy Kutuzov, they're all firing on me and the New Orleans like a big jerk. So we're trying to move away. Move away very quickly. Notser, hurry up. They set 2 fires. I put the fires out. I'm hoping that I'll remain immune until, and we were immune, that New Orleans set us on fire. But it didn't stick because the immunity was still up. Now we can burn, but we're getting outside of their range. Their effective range is about the range I have for a lot of those guys, so we should be pretty safe now. There is someone capturing C, and that someone is obviously a destroyer. Last known position, yeah, now he's visible. And oh man, he's a sitting duck. He doesn't have last stand, his propulsion's knocked out, and we're going to send him on to the next game. Because hopefully he can find a win in that Ognivo and try another ship line. I'm sure it's better, But it was probably the worst experience for me. Whenever your guns are taken out all the time back in the day, I just can't play. I can't play like that. The enemy is trying to recapture B, and I'm going to try and end this New Orleans. It's a really long shot for me. It's about 17 kilometers. And we do our lead 1.5 times the time to target. And the lead looks pretty good. Maybe we could have let him just a hair more, but we get 5K. We get him under 1,000. Maybe a friendly can finish him off. Looks like the Fuso is firing on him. And the Fuso has good lead. Is it enough to take him out? Yes, it is. Good job, Fuso. And he's got the same difficult shot as I am. He did a really good job hitting that. This enemy, Nuremberg, is running the border. And there's an interesting phenomenon that tends to occur near the border. Players will run parallel to that white line, and that white line is a good lead indicator. Now, we didn't get the damage we were looking for, but we're not going to give up on this guy. He's basically by himself. That enemy destroyer is not going to show himself. He's just going to leave his cruiser out to die. But look at how I am leading the target. I am estimating the distance that he will be near the border. We're giving a lead about 1.5, maybe 1.4, because he is moving away. And we're going to see how this works out. And it looks pretty good. Oh yeah, it feels pretty good there. Devastating strike. 23,000 points of damage. See you later, enemy Nuremberg. And that's exactly what I described. He was predictably using the border to escape. He was not changing his course much. Yes, it's not an easy shot, but the border is assisting in my lead. So you need to consider that if you're near the border or firing on someone who is by the border. Be a little bit more unpredictable. Change the speed, change the distance you are from the border. Don't just run parallel. So our team has done a really good job in capturing 2 bases to their 1. Yes, they have an onslaught of enemy ships that have controlled and pushed through A, but you got to have 2 bases in order to really dictate to the enemy, and they don't. And the destroyers were doing a good job fighting for it. They never gave up. B was taken. We had a destroyer go in, take the point. A enemy destroyer came back, tried to take B. We went back and took B again from the enemy team. We did not allow them to sit on it for a while. And that's huge. Now, I was very worried. North Carolina, we can't afford to lose you. Well, we can't afford, but I don't want to lose you, my friend. You fight for good. Truth, justice, and the Japanese way. Yeah, he's on my team, okay? The greens, or teal, or whatever color that is. But first, let's fire on this cruiser. The Kutuzov has the smoke, and we were hoping we could predict it. We hit him, but it didn't do the kill shot. Don't know how much we did. But I'm still on my collision course with the enemy who is trying to kill my teammate. And interestingly, they're not going to fire on me. They are so enthralled with the idea that they could kill a North Carolina, they're going to ignore me. And I was hoping, just end his life right now. Nope. We only do 5,400. Just a tick off the Citadel location. One good salvo like that, though, and we could take him out. And they're still firing on him. He still has used his heal. He's not on fire, which is great. He is running away as the team is sort of pincering the enemy as they're trying to pursue. And we're using that to our advantage, which is so key. If you recognize that one of your teammates is low and you see the enemy team with great big bug eyes trying to get it, oh, see you later, Hipper. They're just going to ignore you a lot of times. So, we got the Hipper dead, enemy New Mexico, enemy New York. The New Mexico is bow on, and I'm going to try and adjust my angling to prevent any citadels from the enemy New Mexico. Doesn't look like he wants to fire on me. He's firing on the friendly Sims, and oh, that enemy cruiser shows back up. It would be so wonderful to kill him. And I noticed that he's picking up speed. He waited out the smoke a little bit too much. You need to move before the smoke stops. Otherwise, it's not going to work out for you. And our lead's pretty good. He's moving away just maybe a couple meters, maybe 50 meters outside of range. Very close to getting that kill. But we are very close to something, right? This New Mexico, he's got us in his sights. I'm as angled as I possibly can while having all guns on the target. We also cut our speed a little bit so the shots would go far. And it worked out pretty well. And we return fire and we get a citadel for 17,000 points of damage. And now our secondaries are in range. And there's a couple ways you could do this. You could try and citadel him every shot. You could try to just throw away your angling and hope that you can outdamage the enemy. Well, the Amagi does not have the armor that the New Mexico does. The Amagi has superior caliber guns, superior speed, but definitely not superior armor. So you need to be careful. In history, this was a battle cruiser. And battle cruisers did not have armor. They had firepower. They didn't have the armor. So I'm going to be as careful as I can, minimize the angle that I show, and try to find an opening to citadel him. The secondaries are firing, and they're doing all right. So we got our front guns in position. Looks like he's trying to open up just slightly. We only do 3K. We open up a little bit more than him because I was greedy for the back shot, and it cost me a lot of health. But since we've already done this, we're going to continue it. We get probably 9K between the front and the back guns. I don't want any more of this. I'm going to re-angle against him. The friendly appears to have good torpedoes on the target. And I think he's going to do well against the enemy. Is he going to get the kill before the game ends? Yes, he does. That was slick. There was 3 points left, and he got the torpedoes just in the nick of time. So not really impressive. Devastating strike, 3 kills, 110,000 points of damage, but it was a solid game, and we played to our strengths. I did 1,582 base XP. We were top tier. We should have won. Most of my damage is AP. Not surprising. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Amagi in 0.5.6. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.